Here's a good story right here. Double amputee fatally shot by police in the back. Black double amputee fatally shot by cops in the back. Check it out.
Double amputee shot in the back by the police. This is disturbing to watch. All right. Let's put him as
Unfreaking believable. Guy's a wheelchair and he's hobbling away. Yeah, he had a 12-inch knife, but was he threatening those cops with it? Was he going to go out there and kill him? He was trying to run away, and they opened fire on the guy. Unbelievable.
picture full mass. I will explain to you the background as to what happened. His name is Anthony Lowe Jr.
Anthony Lowe Jr.
He was 36 years of age, fatally shot by the police, as you just saw. Double amputee. He was shot to death on January 26th by the Huntington Police Department. These officers claim they were in fear for their lives.
How they, and here's the thing, how the hell can a cop sit there and say they were in fear for their life when this double amputee black man was hobbling, limping away? He had a 12-inch butcher knife. He wasn't racing towards the cops or rolling his wheelchair. He was trying to get away with the cops. This is another case of poor excuse coming from an officer. Say, I was fear for my life. I was fear for me and my partner's safety. Just like last year, during last summer, a cop claimed he was feared for his life over a fucking water gun that a young man was carrying.
Because he was brandishing a knife, according to them. Lowe's older sister, Mr. Lowe's older sister, Latoya told the LA Times his legs had been amputated after a previous altercation with law enforcement in Texas.
Whoa!
So he has an altercation with law enforcement in Texas. He gets his legs amputated. Per video footage recorded by a bystander, or actually by multiple bystanders, Huntington Park officers are seen slowly chasing him while he fled on the stump.
Look at that. Yeah, you see the knife, but he was hobbling. They were trying to run away from these cops. They were following him.
The rate at which Lowe was fleeing did not appear fast enough to elude officers, but they still opted for lethal force. While the footage does show Lowe motion as if he's about to throw the knife, and the officers flinch, it never appeared as though their lives were in imminent danger. Mr.
And that's the thing that cops are going to do. They are going to, they're going to justify their actions and their partner's actions. They are going to justify their actions as their go-to get out of an indictment, lawsuit, or jail. I was fearful for my life. Me and my partner and my fellow officer, we were fear of our safety. No. You know why they do that as well? That's their go-to. Say, I fear for my life and safety. They're willing to kill, execute somebody in order to restore peace and order.
Lowe Jr. shown lying on the sidewalk after being shot. Police said in a press release, Lowe was shot in the upper torso and was pronounced dead at the scene.
Dead at the scene.
Per News 1, Huntington Park police are not equipped with body-worn cameras, so bystander video is crucial in the investigation. So what?
And like I said, here we go again. Once again, this is why it is crucial when the police out there on official duty, when they're interacting with the suspect, whether if it's a chase, a pursuit, a traffic stop, or interaction, when they're dealing with the civilians out there, or just out there actually duty. That's why it's so important to film the police. You FTP, you film them. And bitch one wants to go around and say people who film the cops are stalking, right? No. In today's society, in today's world, where cops can get away with killing people like that. Come on. Look at Tyree Nichols. Duh.
What led to this? How do you get to this point?
Yeah.
Of a man who's in a wheelchair, has no legs.
No legs. And he was running away from the cops. Well, hobbling away from the cops. I told him tonight and he said he was gonna throw it away. They even were surrounding the guy. First they're walking away. And they say, oh, we're here for a lie. Oh yeah, like that guy's gonna race on the slash your throat with a knife. He's trying to get away from the cops.
Jumps out of the wheelchair,
yeah.
And the police claim we were in fear
for our lives.
There's nothing else we could have done. There's no other way this could have happened. Now you know good and damn well that's a lie.
Exactly.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
That's a lie. Everyone who
bullshit lie. Yep.
You know, the man did not have to die.
Not like that.
And so many times there's a conflation of this. If a person did something where they should see a judge, that doesn't mean
they should meet their maker. And that's the second point. I mean, if someone breaks a law, yeah, you arrest them so they can see a judge. That way they can pay their debt. That way they can pay debt to society, whether it's pay a fine or serve some time. That way they pay their debts to society. Nobody, I mean nobody, should ever be confronted with cops while they're playing judge, jury, execution, and fell swoop. And nobody should ever have to meet their maker because cops are trigger happy or they're sitting there, oh, we were fearing for our lives.
We don't know what would have happened in a case.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Lowe was not afforded due process as mandated by the U.S. Constitution. Police responded to the scene.
And it's honestly bullshit. He paid with the ultimate price, his life.
This is according to the report.
And he shouldn't have.
Following reports that a man had been stabbed by another man in a wheelchair. When they arrived at the scene, police said they found Anthony Lowe Jr. with a 12-inch butcher knife, which he allegedly used to threaten the officers. The victim of the stabbing was also found to be suffering from a life-threatening stab wound resulting in a collapsed lung and internal bleeding. That's a statement from the police. Huntington Park Police Department claimed they tried to taser Lowe twice with no success. In the statement, the suspect continued to threaten officers with the butcher knife, resulting in an officer-involved shooting. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think happened here. I think they may have gotten upset that Mr. Lowe threatened them. I think they were mad that Mr. Lowe did not comply. And they decided that moment to kill a man with no legs who posed no imminent danger to them based on the video evidence we currently have. You and I, me and you, whoever's watching this, if we needed to apprehend Mr. Lowe, we could have apprehended him without him dying.
Yeah.
I promise you. There's more. Following the altercation, the officers involved have been placed on paid administrative leave, pending the ongoing investigations from themselves, the police department and the sheriff's department's homicide bureau, and also the LA County DA's office. After the sheriff's department completes its investigation, The LA County DA's office will conduct an independent review of the matter according to the narrative. Lowe's family is demanding justice for officers feeling the need to shoot and kill a double amputee who was fleeing. They claim the police are not being forthcoming and suggested there is an active cover-up.
Oh, you know there is a cover-up. That's exactly what police departments do when they're investigating a killing of another human being. They'll cover up. They'll give you like the little juby tidbits, like the surface. But when you try to dig deep into the story, it's ongoing investigation. We can't comment on that. It's called Cop-splaining 101.
They refuse to give everything we need to know what really happened to him, Lowe's cousin said, according to the local news outlet KCAL. Here's what I don't want to happen here. There are going to be many who will make this about what he's accused of. Can I be very clear? Let me be very specific. The man who's dead is innocent. Let me say that again. The man who is dead is innocent. Why? Because guilt can only be determined by a court of law.
Yep.
You are innocent.
Until
Everybody
proven
is
guilty.
Innocent until or unless proven guilty.
And we have a thing called America. You know what that is? It's called due process. Where you go to court, the evidence presented, against you, or the evidence. And that's the thing here in the United States. You are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law.
Has he been proven guilty? No.
No, he wasn't.
Dead. He hasn't been proven guilty. He's classified as innocent. That's number one. Number two, just because someone may need to see a judge does not mean they need to see their maker. And number three, you can't advocate for people without having principle. So I may not like a particular individual. I may not like something they have done. I may not like something they have said.
Yeah.
But if they have been marginalized by the powers that be, if they have been dealt with in an egregious manner because of that marginalization, it does not require.
It's like, I don't really care much for like Philemon or J-Man or Ya or Jones or Nicola, but I would never, ever wish something ill-fated to happen to them. I would never advocate for them to get swatted by the cops. I mean, as much as a lot of shit they talk about me and all spew all kind of garbage, I never advocate. But they're the ones that are advocating for me to get swatted, for the police, tase me or shoot me down, to beat my ass like Tyree Nichols style. That's what they want. I don't advocate for anybody, even my worst enemy, which is no sack little dick. I would never advocate for that motherfucker to get swatted or hurt by the cops.
Me to like them, to agree with them, or to justify their previous actions. It only requires that I stand on that principle. And the principle is this. Mm-hmm. The man should not have been shot in the back because those cops were in no imminent danger.
They were not fear for their life or safety. Not at all.
AB, thoughts here?
First of all, you don't chase someone if you are in fear of your life. You are the one that is fleeing when you are in fear of your life. So that story just doesn't make sense. And let's just start there. Yeah. Second of all, even with self-defense, there has to be reasonable force. When someone has a knife, you can't bring a gun and then say that that force is reasonable. Because if a normal citizen did that, they would be sitting in handcuffs and they would be facing a trial.
Yep.
So let's be clear about that. Quite frankly, I am tired of the excuses. I am tired that we do not have legislation that checks these type of issues. I am tired of hearing the same story from police officers when they commit crimes in this fashion. He was superhuman. The other tactics didn't work. We didn't see you try any other tactics in this position. Matter of fact, you had more than ample time from the video that we just saw to subdue this suspect before it got out of hand. He couldn't even run. And for someone who is wheelchair bound to feel the need to try to run on their stumps as opposed to use their transportation, what they normally use to get around, shows you something else. It questions who was really in fear.
Yeah.
At the same time, we don't even know what happened prior to this incident. And so for these police officers to be able to do this and then go on paid administrative leave continues to allow them to have this type of behavior towards people of color and in particular Black people, because you don't see us as people, you see us as objects.
Yeah.
As shooting targets.
I want to remind people that we don't know what he did prior. We just know what the police have said to us. We don't know if it happened. And if it did happen, we don't know if it was self-defense. We'll probably never know these things factually because due process is now gone. Remember the story of the white woman we covered? Remember that? Remember that story? We covered the white female who shot her husband. We covered the white female who shot her husband inside of a hospital. Police arrive. She has a gun. She refuses to drop it. She shoots the hospital. And what does the officer say? Hey, guys, no. We got all day. Please put down the gun. Please put it down. Just tell us what's going on. She's shooting. She done already killed one person. Staff at the hospital, they're afraid. She gets apprehended. She gets due process.
Yeah. You know what that is called? That he just mentioned? That's called police using their tactics like a hostage situation. It's called de-escalating. You know, I see stories over and over. I'm sick and tired of these stories. Cops saying they fear for life and safety, or they're the ones escalating like that. So people are gonna get upset like that. They're gonna be all kinds of stuff like that. And all of a sudden, what does these people do? Yeah, they meet their maker. A good cop is going to de-escalate the situation, and things are getting hostile. You know, it's a hostile situation. You talk to them down. You calm them down. Then you go to the court system, and if they're found guilty, they're found guilty. And if they're found innocent, so what? But nobody should ever have to meet their maker. It's another case of how the fuck the cops say, yep, on the hump day. With that said, I'm out here, my child. Peace out.